Have you ever wondered, if death were not the end, but only the beginning of a new journey, how would you prepare for it? The ancient Egyptians asked themselves this question more than 3,000 years ago, and answered it with remarkable seriousness. They did not simply believe in an afterlife, they wrote a detailed guidebook for it. That book is called the Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead is not an ordinary book. It is a collection of spells and instructions written on papyrus scrolls, covering every danger and obstacle the deceased might encounter on the journey to the afterlife, along with the spells, prayers, and correct answers needed to overcome each one. In simple terms, it was a survival manual for the dead. The scroll would be rolled up and placed inside the coffin, buried alongside the deceased. Wealthy families commissioned professional scribes to copy it out by hand, often illustrated with vivid, painted images. Those who could not afford a custom copy could purchase a pre-printed version with most of the text already filled in, leaving only a blank space for the owner's name. In ancient Egypt, nearly everyone hoped to have one of these books beside them in death. The Book of the Dead maps the afterlife in extraordinary detail. After death, the soul, which the ancient Egyptians called the Ba, often depicted as a bird with a human face, would leave the body and begin a long journey through the dark underworld known as the Duat, before finally arriving at the Hall of Judgment. The journey was full of peril. Lurking along the way were monstrous serpents, guardian spirits at every gate, and countless checkpoints that could only be passed by reciting the correct spell. The deceased had to know the name of every door, had to call out the right words at every threshold, or the path forward would be sealed. The Book of the Dead was the complete cheat sheet for every step of that journey. At the end of the journey came the judgment we described in our previous episode. The deceased's heart was placed on the scale against the feather of the goddess Maat. If the heart balanced perfectly with the feather, the soul was permitted to pass, and entered the eternal paradise known as the Field of Reeds. In that blessed land, the dead could continue living much as they had in life, farming, eating, reuniting with family. Death was not disappearance, it was a new beginning in another world. The Book of the Dead even included a specific spell to help the deceased heart stay silent during the judgment, so that it would not reveal its owner's secrets and failings before the divine tribunal. The ancient Egyptians' longing for the afterlife was so thorough that they had already prepared a strategy for the possibility that their own heart might betray them. For the soul to arrive safely in the afterlife, one more condition had to be met. The body had to remain intact. The ancient Egyptians believed that the soul, at certain moments, still needed to return to the body to rest. This is why they developed the art of mummification, investing enormous time and skill to preserve the body against decay, so that it would remain whole for thousands of years. The pyramids, the temples, the burial goods, all of it was designed to ensure that the dead would have everything they needed in the life to come. For the ancient Egyptians, everything done in this life was preparation for the fullness of the next. The Book of the Dead contains more than 200 spells, and its earliest known versions date back to around 1500 BCE. Today, those papyrus scrolls lie quietly in museums around the world, silently bearing witness to one ancient civilization's most profound longing, for death to mean something other than an ending. Perhaps one of the most courageous things a human being can do in the face of death is choose to believe, not an ending, but a transformation, not an obliteration, but an arrival. What do you think?